Hey everyone, and welcome back to Love Hackers for your daily dose of dating advice. I'm Alex Carter.
And I'm Sophie Tanaka.
So today we're diving into a topic that I know
Yeah,
a lot of people find really intriguing and maybe even a little stressful,
for sure.
especially when you're in those early stages of attraction.
Yes,
It's all about decoding female eye contact.
absolutely.
So picture this, right?
Yeah.
You're at a bar or a coffee shop. You make eye contact with someone across the room,
Mm-hmm.
and you're left wondering, okay, was that just like a coincidence?
Yeah.
Or was there something more there?
Was she checking me out?
Exactly.
Yeah, and in those early stages of attraction, nonverbal communication is everything.
Everything.
In eye contact, it's like the most direct line to someone's interest or lack thereof.
It can be.
So even subtle cues can reveal a lot.
So we're going to break down 6 common types of eye contact that you might get from a woman,
Okay.
and we'll discuss what they could potentially mean.
Awesome. Let's do it.
All right, so first up, let's talk about the glances that might not actually be signals at all.
Okay, the false alarms.
Yeah, the false alarms.
Right.
We've all been there, right?
Oh, yeah.
You're in a public space, you catch someone's eye,
Mm-hmm.
and your mind starts racing.
You think you've got a shot.
But hold on a sec.
Yeah.
Before you get ahead of yourself, let's consider a couple of common scenarios where that eye contact might be totally unintentional.
Totally.
Okay.
So one classic example is what we might call the blank stare.
Oh, yeah.
This is the person who's just lost in thought, staring off into space.
Yeah.
Their eyes might happen to land on you for a second,
Right.
but they're not actually seeing you.
They're not even there.
They're miles away, thinking about their to-do list or reliving that embarrassing moment from high school.
Yeah, it's like their eyes are on autopilot,
Right.
but their mind is off on a completely different adventure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And another similar scenario is the people watcher.
Okay.
This is the person who's just casually observing their surroundings.
Right. They're taking in the scene, looking at everyone, and no one in particular.
Got it.
Again, their gaze might sweep over you,
Right.
but it doesn't mean they're interested.
So important to remember that, guys, don't automatically assume that any eye contact you receive is a sign of romantic interest.
Exactly.
Yes, sometimes.
Sometimes it's literally nothing personal.
Right.
You want to pay attention to the context
Okay.
and look for other cues before jumping to conclusions.
I like it.
All right.
So now let's move into some territory where there might actually be a spark.
Okay, here we go.
Let's talk about the shy glance.
Okay.
Have you ever noticed that quick, fleeting eye contact from someone?
Oh, yeah.
And then they immediately look away,
Mm,
maybe even blush a little?
a little rosy cheek action.
Yeah, exactly.
Totally. And this is a classic sign of shyness, especially in those early stages of attraction.
Yeah.
It's almost like they want to catch your eye,
Right.
but they get flustered and look away to avoid being too obvious.
It's like they're testing the waters.
Yeah. Sending out a little signal without fully committing.
Right. And this is where paying attention to other body language cues can be really helpful.
Okay.
If you notice a shy glance paired with a slight smile
Okay.
or a nervous fidget,
Right.
it could be a good sign that they're interested but hesitant to make the first move.
So what would you recommend in this situation?
Yeah.
Should you just wait for them to make a more obvious move?
Right.
Or is it okay to approach?
Well, it really depends on your comfort level and how confident you feel.
Okay.
But if you're getting those shy glances
All right.
and you're interested,
Yeah.
I'd say go for it.
Okay.
A simple smile or a friendly hello can go a long way in breaking the ice
Right.
and letting them know that you're open to interaction.
I like it. So let's say things progress a bit from those shy glances.
Okay.
What about the obvious glance?
Ooh, getting a little bolder.
A little bit bolder. This is where someone is a little bolder with their eye contact.
Okay.
They might hold your gaze for a beat longer.
Mm.
Maybe even flash a smile.
This is definitely a step up from the shy glance.
Okay.
Here, the person is more comfortable expressing their interest.
Right.
They're still keeping things playful and low-key,
Yeah.
but they're clearly trying to get your attention.
It's like they're saying, I see you
Yeah.
and I'm interested.
Mm.
Now it's your move.
Exactly. And this is where confidence is key.
Okay.
If you reciprocate that eye contact with a smile and maybe a slight nod of acknowledgement,
Right.
it lets them know that you're picking up what they're putting down.
And that can open the door for further interaction, right?
Exactly.
Whether it's approaching them
Yeah,
or simply holding their gaze for a moment longer to create that connection.
right. It's all about that unspoken back and forth that can build attraction and anticipation.
I love that.
Yeah.
All right, now let's take it up another notch.
Okay, let's go.
What about the deliberate glance.
Ooh.
This is where there's absolutely no mistaking their intentions.
Okay.
They're looking right at you,
Haha.
and they want you to know it.
They want you to know it.
It's almost like waving with their eyes.
I think of this as the come hither look.
Okay.
They're confident they know what they want, and they're not afraid to let you know they're interested.
I like it.
You'll likely see a smile accompanying this type of glance. Maybe even a little eyebrow raise.
It's like they're putting the ball in your court and saying,
Yeah.
okay, I've made my interest clear.
Yeah.
What are you going to do about it?
Exactly. And in this situation, hesitation is not your friend.
Right.
If you're interested,
Yeah.
don't overthink it.
Yeah.
Approach them, introduce yourself,
Okay.
and see where the conversation goes.
So we've talked about a range of glances from the accidental to the undeniably intentional,
Mm-hmm.
but there's one more we have to cover.
Okay.
The one that's practically begging you to make a move.
All right.
We're talking about the, are you going to do something about it?
This is the ultimate signal. It's intense eye contact. A
Yeah.
smile that reaches their eyes, maybe even a slight head tilt. They're practically daring you to come over and talk to them.
And if you don't, they might start to question your confidence or even your level of interest.
Right.
It's like they're thinking, hello, I'm right here.
Exactly. It's a clear invitation.
Yeah.
And ignoring it would be a missed opportunity.
So guys, if you're lucky enough to receive this look,
Yeah.
take a deep breath. Muster up your courage
You got this.
and go talk to her. You won't regret it. I think this has been a really helpful breakdown of some of the common types of eye contact you might get from a woman.
I agree. And remember, while these are some general guidelines, every woman is different.
Right.
And not everyone expresses interest in the same way. It's important to pay attention to the overall context, you know? Consider their other body language cues.
Right.
And trust your intuition.
Right. It's like you said before, it's not just about the eyes. It's
Exactly.
running the whole picture.
You want to look for clusters of signals.
Okay.
For example, is she leaning towards you?
Okay.
Is her body language open and inviting? Is she playing with her hair or touching her neck?
Right.
These can all be subconscious signs of attraction.
So let's say you're getting some positive signals,
Okay.
whether it's a shy glance, a deliberate stare,
Mm-hmm.
or even the, are you going to do something about it?
Yeah,
Look, what are some tips for actually approaching and starting a conversation?
Well, first and foremost, confidence is key.
Okay.
Remember, she's already shown some level of interest by making eye contact.
Right.
So don't psych yourself out.
Okay.
Approach her with a relaxed and friendly demeanor.
Okay. And what about actually breaking the ice?
Yeah.
Any go-to lines that you recommend?
Honestly, I think it's less about having a canned pickup line,
Right, yeah.
more about being genuine and context specific.
Okay.
If you're at a bookstore and you notice she's browsing the poetry section,
Yeah.
you could strike up a conversation about a favorite poet or ask for a recommendation.
That's a great point. Use the environment to your advantage.
Right. If you're at a bar,
Okay.
you could comment on the music or ask if she's tried a particular drink.
And even if you're somewhere where there's not an obvious conversation starter,
Mm-hmm.
you can always just be straightforward
Right.
and say something like, excuse me, I know this might sound random,
Yeah.
but I couldn't help but come say, hello, I'm your name.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's direct, it's confident,
Mm.
and it shows that you're interested.
Now, what if you misinterpret a glance
Yeah.
and approach someone who's not actually interested?
Well, it happens to the best of us.
Right.
The key is to be respectful and gracious if someone isn't receptive to your advances.
Yeah.
Simply apologize for the misunderstanding and move on.
Yeah. Don't take it personally.
Exactly.
Like, not a reflection on you.
Exactly. Maybe they're just not in the mood to chat.
Right.
Or maybe they're already seeing someone.
So I think we've covered a lot of ground today.
Yeah.
From decoding those initial glances
Mm-hmm.
to tips for approaching and starting conversations.
I think it's been a great discussion. And I hope our listeners feel a bit more empowered to navigate the world of female eye contact.
And remember, it's all about practice.
Yes.
The more you pay attention to those nonverbal cues,
Right.
the more confident you'll become in reading them and responding accordingly.
Absolutely. It's like any skill. The more you practice, the better you get.
So to wrap up our deep dive on decoding female eye contact, I really hope you all feel a little more equipped to navigate this fascinating and sometimes confusing aspect of attraction.
Yeah, I hope so too. And remember, confidence and respect are key.
So next time you're out and about, keep an eye out for those signals, but also trust your gut.
Yeah.
If you feel a spark,
Go for it.
go for it. You never know what a little eye contact might lead to.
That's right.
And that's all for today's episode of Love Hackers, your daily dose of dating advice.
I'm Sophie Tanaka.
And I'm Alex Carter.
Don't forget to subscribe to Love Hackers for more dating tips, and be sure to like, comment, and share this episode with your friends.
Until next time, keep those love lies hacking